And Marvel might be having trouble bringing Tom Holland as Spider-Man in Doomsday. We'll talk after the intro. Hang on. Hello, Pop Culture Society. We're back. Let's talk about Tom Holland and the possible appearance of Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday. He has a contract to appear in Marvel Studios movies. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man, a key character in the Marvel Universe. Remember when Marvel gave up its main heroes, Captain America, Iron Man, and focused on three characters who, starting from Phase 4, would be the big names of the house? And these characters were Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It turns out that Captain Marvel didn't win over the fans. Brie Larson is viewed with a lot of reservations by Marvel fans these days. Chadwick Boseman is no longer with us. And Tom Holland keeps going back and forth with Sony. So Marvel needs to put Spider-Man in this movie. The big problem is that there's a Spider-Man movie being produced. And this Spider-Man movie that's being produced is going to be released 2 months after Doomsday. Tom Holland's schedule is really tight. It's complicated. Daniel Rickman recently on social media. Daniel Rickman, the insider, the one who takes what isn't there and puts what doesn't fit. He says Marvel is having complications bringing Tom Holland to Avengers Doomsday. And then a lot of people asked questions saying, Sony is tying up Spider-Man. Sony doesn't want to let go. Sony wants to mess with the movie, wants to change things, and is tying up pennies with Peter Parker. Daniel Rickman then clarifies, saying that's not what he meant. Sony is not involved in the negotiation. The negotiation is with Tom Holland himself. It's a financial and scheduling negotiation. And then we start to observe the scenario and try to understand what this financial and scheduling negotiation with Tom Holland is. Well, Tom Holland isn't that little boy who's just starting his career, who got his big break, his big debut as Spider-Man. He's an actor who already has experience, who already has a background. And the conditions for Tom Holland to sign on for a role in Avengers Doomsday are not the same as when Tom Holland signed on for a role in Civil War. We must consider that his fee is higher, and he'll want more advantageous and satisfactory conditions to show up. Then we can even question how this contract works if he really has a contract to appear in Marvel movies, because if not, if there was a closed contract, he would be in both Avengers movies and another group film. There'd be nothing to discuss, it would be settled with payment already arranged. It seems not, according to Daniel Rickman, this contract is kind of informal, kind of under the table. Well, Marvel wants it, Marvel Studios, Tom Holland, come here, let's shoot a scene. We're writing a role for you. We have information from other insiders that this script is still being written, pieces are moving, actors are still being hired to participate, appearances may come up or fall through. And Tom Holland has set his conditions, and there hasn't been an agreement yet. In terms of finances, how much I want to receive for using my image in this movie, and also scheduling, because as I said, there are basically 2 movies happening at the same time. So Avengers comes out on May 1st, and Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out on July 31st. The movies will be filmed nearly simultaneously. Is it an advantage to be in the same studio and share the same filming days? Spider-Man can be filmed in the same studio as other Sony movies, even though it's not a Marvel Studios production, because the character is involved in both simultaneously. So the physical preparation is the same, and maybe that's an advantage. But it gets complicated for the boy Tom Holland, especially because he's doing The Odyssey, Nolan's movie, which is also very demanding. And let's agree that the role of Spider-Man is very demanding physically and mentally. The guy needs to be really focused, he's the protagonist, and it's not easy to do 2 movies at the same time. Remember Back to the Future, when Michael J. Fox would do Family Ties, the series, in the morning, and then go film Back to the Future at night, late at night. He almost had a breakdown. It's more or less that situation. The guy is going to be in 2 productions at the same time. Plus, Nolan's movie if they need him. It's really complicated to sign Tom Holland. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's really strange to have an Avengers movie. And being Spider-Man, even though Spider-Man isn't an official member of the Avengers, I don't even think he would agree to join the Avengers. If Sam Wilson called him, he's an important character for Marvel. He's a character that draws attention to Marvel. He's a character who was part of Marvel's great trinity in the multiverse saga, which went all wrong. Because one dies, the other gets cancelled, and the other just goes with the flow. It's important for the Avengers to have Spider-Man there, at least at some point, in some way. Somehow keep Spider-Man in the movie, in the cast, because it's important for selling the movie. There are a lot of people who will watch it because they like Spider-Man, especially now that Marvel doesn't really have any leading figures, no big names or major characters to carry the story. It's Buck's group and Sam's group. You'll have to put up with the nostalgia of those comebacks. So I think they'll find a way. I don't think Avengers Doomsday will be without Spider-Man. He might not be the main character, he might not take the lead in the story, but at some point he'll show up. The stories need to connect in some way. That's why even Brand New Day is already being considered a multiversal movie, which will take place between Doomsday and Secret War. In other words, it's the whirlwind, it's the eye of the whirlwind of the conclusion of the multiverse saga, with Doctor Doom involved, changing things, altering reality, causing incursions. Multiversal collapse, we're going to see all of that in Brand New Day. It might not be right at the beginning, it might not be the main plot, but it's going to have to be there in some way. And you need the actor. You need the actor to make that connection. It's a complicated situation. It's a really complicated situation. Yeah, it's hard to make things work because there are 3 movies at the same time, but I don't think Minute on Holiday will be left out of Avengers. I think they'll save him just for Secret Wars. No, at some point, man, post-credits, just put a Tom Holland post-credits scene already connecting with Brand New Day, and that's it. Problem solved. I think that's the way. Putting in a post-credits scene with Spider-Man so people are already looking forward to the Spider-Man movie seems like it would be a solution in case the schedules really don't match up and the financial compensation doesn't reach an agreement. It's not reasonable to think Disney can't afford to pay Tom Holland, especially considering they paid Robert Downey Jr., who likely demanded a significant portion of the movie's budget. The money might have run out, which is what I wanted to discuss. Thanks for watching this video. I'll return soon with more pop culture topics. After the intro, some channel options will appear for you to click, and stay with me a bit longer. Have a great weekend. Catch up on the channel's videos you missed this Sunday. Support the videos you didn't watch this week, as there's a lot of interesting content and hot news for you. There are news stories that have already been debunked live, and there are still a lot of news stories yet to happen. See you later, see you soon, see you in a bit.